Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Ethereum price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis, and starting here on the weekly chart where we are looking at the all-time history for Ethereum, and we're looking at the previous cycles where we saw a big impulse toward the upside as 1, 2, 3, 4 in a 5, finished an impulse toward the upside through the cycles of Ethereum, and of course forming this kind of curve for every all-time high we get, of course, as every cycle. Now after this wave 1 or wave A, which is possible as well for an A, B and a C, or a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 continuation for higher prices. We would like to see at the both case scenario after it 3 corrective waves, and this is exactly what we saw in this bearish scenario here, where we saw 3 corrective waves reaching the 0.78 is the same as the old correction as well. Now after this we were wondering, is this correction was enough after this whole time of the 3 cycles? Was a very small and very fast correction was enough to finish, of course, this cycle? Well, the answer was given already in this wave later on, and it was a no. First, because we did not took an all-time high for the last cycle. This is the first thing. The second thing, there is no kind of impulsive wave or motive wave toward the upside here to tell us that we are in an impulse or in a very impulsive cycle towards the upside or for higher prices. Therefore, this wave tells us that it is still corrective, and it belongs as well to this corrective wave as probably W, X, and a Y here, or finishing an A, B, C. And of course, in that way, your wave B or your wave 2 might have shift to this area after having one more drop, of course, to finish those 3 waves and then moving towards the upside again. So by all means, I would say here, if we were looking for 1, 2, 3, 4, your wave 4 invalidation because it has interfered with your wave 1, there is no impulse in this area. Therefore, we comes to, okay, wave 3, perfect. Then wave 4, A, B, and a C, it is perfect, but your wave C has invalidated again this impulse by interfering with the 1, 2, 3, 4. Your wave 4 is not allowed to interfere again with an impulse. Again, invalidation. And then the last option was left is a contracting diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Well, it is 5 waves toward the upside, but your wave 5 is longer than your wave 3. And that is not, of course, allowed in Elliott wave, that your wave 5 in a contracting diagonal is longer than your wave 3. Invalidation again, so there is no single motive waves in this cycle. There is no 1, 2, there is no impulse, there is no contracting diagonal. And therefore, we are, of course, tending to call this as a correction. Of course, after 3 waves down, therefore we have to consider this is as 3 waves up and then continuation toward the downside to finish this correction. Probably we are in a W and then X and a Y. Your X is already a complex structure as well in a zigzag. As well, another structure here as a correction for X and another final zigzag. Of course, to finish this in a 3 wave corrective. So we have a WXY inside your X, which is a bigger WXY again, and your wave Y here, of course, might be another zigzag, bigger zigzag, or it can be a triangle, or it can be even a flat. Now, it depends, of course, how this structure is gonna end. Now, it is preferably that we reach this price action here at 1,550. Because for every cycle we were reaching almost the 0.786 fib level, of course, for every cycle. So whatever structure is gonna be here, it is very, very possible, of course, that we hit this price action. In a triangle, you will hit it directly with a wave A, B, C, D, E. Or with a zigzag, you will hit it, of course, in the wave C. In a flat, probably in your wave A and or with your wave C as well. So basically, yes, Ethereum is still looking for lower prices. This was almost the high, which it has found a strong resistance around this parabolic curve taken from every all-time high for every cycle. So basically, if we go to the daily chart now, and we open our scenarios for the daily chart, we can see that after this cycle corrective WXY, which we saw on the weekly, we have here reach, of course, the high almost, but we took the high but directly moved toward the downside. Look how much close was the high here, just taken from this area. Yeah, we did not really reach higher. It was very, very shallow. And then, of course, it has moved directly towards the downside now, of course, impulsively. And we are looking probably for something very bearish here in unfolding, because, of course, we are seeing continuation towards the downside. Possibly we are looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, maybe for a wave A in a zigzag correction again, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave C. Now, the possibility here is, of course, open for any structure, as we said, because it is a wave Y, and in the wave Y can end anywhere between the 2290 and the 1 fib level here for 766. I doubt that we reach this area. Of course, I mean, it is preferably that you take the low, but yeah, I doubt it that we can come back to the under 1000 for Ethereum. But I think here the scenario might be a zigzag, for example, or something like this, where we would like to hit, of course, in this area. Now, I know the wave Y is a very, very wide area as target, but this is wave Y. That's why when we have a complex structure like this W, X, and a Y, it is not really easy to get a very clear target for wave Y, unless, yeah, unless we start to figure out what is the pattern that is unfolding. If we are getting a zigzag, a wave A here, therefore, of course, we can consider the wave C is going to be equal to the wave A after a correction, and then, therefore, we can figure it out what's going to happen exactly for the target, or which target is going to achieve. So basically, I would say here on the 4-hour chart, let's move on the 4-hour chart a little bit. I think that this is, of course, impulsive here, and we're looking to a bigger impulse. And let me clear out this a little bit. It's too messy here. These are very old stuff. So the wave C was here. And then we have, of course, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, and a 5. Right? So let me put this into bigger shape. Here we go. So the target for this impulse, in case we are impulsive, here we go. Your 1.618 as wave 3. Here we go. Yeah, so that brings us here into a wave 3 at 2380. So this is your first target in case we are impulsive, toward the downside formation of a 1, 2 here, and then 3, 4, 5, finished wave A, and then correction as a wave B, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a wave C, finishing a zigzag for a W. Basically, I'm watching these prices, and which is close and in confluence almost with a wave Y target. And yeah, let's see what's going to happen. Looking here at the KGT as a last analysis, as we can see, we have the sell signal on the 15-minute chart, right? And we see, of course, a very massive drop. Now look at the convergence between the tops here, with a bearish convergence between the price action and the signals for the CVDs. There is no divergence yet. Unless, yeah, I think it is close for a divergence. But we need to watch this. I mean, this looks very impulsive. There is one more wave toward the downside at least. But this, yes, it could be a divergence as well as bullish, that we can get a wave toward the upside. Meaning that if we get a wave toward the upside here after 1, 2, 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. Yeah, so I think, of course, There is nothing that it goes directly down. Now the Elliott waves tell us much more the direction of the trend, and basically we are moving for lower prices, also based on this convergence on the KGT so far. So that was it for Ethereum. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.